All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're digging into a service that's tackling a problem I think a lot of people know all too well. Trying to get products from all over the world delivered right to your door, without all the hassle and the crazy costs. We're going to look at a company called Buys and how they say they can connect you directly to global markets.
So let's start with a statement that it really hits home, right? The source material for this explainer kicks off with this powerful line. It's a feeling that instantly captures the frustration this whole service is built to solve.
And look, while for some of us this might just be a minor headache, the source makes a really important point here. For lots of people in Cameroon, this isn't just an annoyance, it's the reality they deal with every day. Getting your hands on global goods is often super complicated and way too expensive. So let's get specific. What are we even talking about here? When we say hard to find goods, what does that actually mean on the ground? Well, it turns out it's the stuff a lot of us see all over social media. The things we want but just can't seem to get.
Yeah, we're talking about the big stuff. The products that get all the hype, right? The newest iPhone, those limited edition sneakers that sell out in seconds, a brand new PlayStation, a smartwatch, heck, even the really futuristic tech like an Apple Vision Pro. These are exactly the kinds of things that are either impossible to find locally or just unbelievably difficult to track down.
And this is where things get interesting. Because whenever you have a problem this big and a frustration this widespread, someone eventually asks, wait a minute, what if there was a better way? What if there was just a simple, secure path to get the exact thing you want no matter where it is? That one question, that what if, is exactly what leads us to the solution we're looking at today. And the answer that's being proposed? It's a service called Buys.
So what is Buys? Well, at its heart, it's a promise. A really clear one. A simple, secure way to get exactly what you want from abroad without stress, without overpaying. That one sentence is trying to tackle every single one of the pain points we just talked about.
Okay, that sounds great. It's a solid mission statement, but how do they actually pull it off? How does it work for you, the customer? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and break down the actual step-by-step process they put together.
And honestly, it's designed to be about as simple as it gets. It breaks down into just 4 steps. That's it. Number 1, you just tell them what you want. 2, their team finds it. 3, they go and buy it, right from the source. And 4, they deliver it straight to you. The whole idea is to make the entire thing feel totally effortless on your end.
Now this part is a real game changer for a lot of people. Think about the usual roadblocks to shopping online internationally. You don't have a bank card that works on foreign sites? They say, no problem. You saw something you want but you don't have the exact website link? Again, no problem. The whole idea is that they handle all that complicated stuff in the background for you. The searching, the paying, the shipping, all of it.
All right, let's talk about the money. Because getting the product is one thing, but what you pay for it is the other half of the equation, right? This next part is what the source calls a huge differentiator for them. It's their honest price promise. And this chart really gets to the core of their model. On one side, you have the old way, right, where other companies act as resellers. They buy products, add a big markup, maybe some hidden fees, and then sell them to you. But the Buys way is different. They say they're not a reseller. They act more like your personal shopper. They buy the product for you. And that means you pay the real price, the source price, without an extra layer of profit tacked on top. And this quote from the source just sums it all up perfectly. It says, "That's how we help you save money, not by cutting corners, but by cutting middlemen." That's such a powerful distinction. They're saying the savings aren't coming from buying cheap stuff. They're coming from making the whole process more efficient by taking out the extra steps in the middle.
So what does all this add up to? Well, it all seems to circle back to one thing: trust. By promising total transparency, no hidden fees, and no inflated prices, the goal is to create a shopping experience that feels simple, honest, and, personal. And it all boils down to this: a short, confident, and super memorable slogan. You want it, Buys gets it. I mean, it doesn't get much clearer than that, does it? It's a tagline that wraps up their entire promise. No drama, just the product you wanted.
And that brings us to our final thought for today, and it's a pretty big one. When you look at a model like this, one that's all about cutting out the traditional middlemen, simplifying logistics, and being upfront about pricing, you have to wonder, is this where things are headed? Could this be the future of global commerce, especially for emerging markets. It's a really fascinating idea to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.